welcome back. I'm Tonya from Tonya's Witchy Kitchen, and how are you doing today? I'm fabulous. I'm fabulous. The weather has been gorgeous. There are lilacs blooming. I have dandelions blooming in my yard. I am so freaking excited. I bought flowers with my mom and my daughter. We went flower shopping, but I haven't put them out yet because it's supposed to get super cold, like 37, 36. So I just, I don't want to put them out. No, but I'm so excited. So I've been making hydrosol, lilac hydrosol, and picking dandelions for my dandelion lotion. And yeah, I'm just having a ball. What can I say? It's great. It's absolutely great. Now I'm drying lilacs, yeah. Because you saw what I did with the lilacs, yeah. So I'll make some lilac oil. I'll make some lilac shea, you know. Who knows what else I'll do? I did lilac wine one year. I guess you can ferment lilacs. I really need to look at that video because if you can dry them, that's great. If you can't, sometimes you need the fresh flowers because they are so, I don't want to say fragile, but they're like jasmine. There's really no essential oil for lilacs, It's like an absolute if you can find one. I did some reading once on how to make lilac essential oil, but it wasn't really an essential oil. It was an absolute. So you diluted it with alcohol, or you infused it with alcohol, and then you let the alcohol evaporate off, and it was so weird and so strange, and it probably worked great, but I was just like, this is too time consuming for me to do. And lilac syrup is very time consuming also because nothing turns out that beautiful purple color unless you add something to it. So it's okay. It's totally okay. Yeah. But anyway, today we are doing another soap, another Mayflower soap. The next two are like probably my two favorites. It's really hard though because I love the coffee bar. I love tulips and the Suck It Up Buttercup and the lilac one. I'm just like they're all great. They're all great. But I like the designs of the next two for certain reasons, which you'll see. But anyway, 3 things. Be kind, be forgiving, be you. And let's go check out one of my favorites, One in a Million. And to our soap, my melt and pour is the stuff that's up on the top left. It's that clearest stuff. It's not crystal clear, but you know what? It works great. I love it. It's easy to make. I'm pretty sure there's a video on the channel somewhere, maybe 2. Yeah, you really can't screw it up because I've rearranged solvents and everything else, and it's fine. But anyway, these are my ladybugs. Aren't they just so cute? So cute. My son and his girlfriend gave me a mold for Christmas, and I've just been having so much fun with them. Yes, but so we have the ladybugs painted black with activated charcoal and a little bit of rubbing alcohol, and it sticks pretty well. And if you want to see the rest of the painting, just go to my channel and check out the short that is on there about it. This one is a pretty basic soap. It is really just, the oils and the lye water, and the only big attraction is the ladybugs. And interesting enough, this pattern that I had to try again because you saw me do it with the Suck It Up Buttercup, right? The circles. Oh, I just think it's so cute. Like, how do you do that otherwise? I've never looked for it. So I really stumbled upon that technique, which is I'm sure what everybody does, unless you're really working for something weird or crazy. But this soap is actually fragranced with Fern and Moss by Wholesale Supplies Plus. Ooh, do I love it. It is not what I was expecting at all. It's a very, very nice blossoming scent. Just perfect for the soap. Now, once again, I used my Savage Garden mica because it looks so green, but when it cures, it doesn't always cure green. So it's that bluish green, but I decided I didn't care. I like this color, and the rest of it is plain. So there's like I said, this is a very basic. I mean, it's not going to be basic because it's got all the additives in there, but it's a very basic soap. It doesn't have all the things going on that I felt like a lot of my other soaps had. And that seems like to be my theme for this year is, what can I add to soap? How much can I doctor up this soap? What else can I add to this soap? Like, it's just been a thing. But anyway, the pour to this is, like I said, very simple. I tried to keep my lines straight down that middle of the mold and not, zigzag and not go anywhere else. Just keep them pouring straight down the mold. Not quite a drop swirl at this point because I'm trying to keep it. The bowl is kind of resting on the mold as I go back and forth. Just because I want to keep it low and to just keep it in the middle and hopefully get some great circles out of it. I guess you call them circles. I don't know. What would you call them? U's? Curly Q's? They're not really curly Q's. They're just that nice little spin, Yeah, so really kind of funny that it's so basic, but I just feel it has a wow factor to it. Like I said, that fragrance oil is a wow factor. Those little ladybugs on there are a wow factor. And when I cut this soap, guess what? It's going to be a wow factor too. Now, for the top, I tried to get as much of it to be white as possible. Look how fluid that is. Jeez Louise. Been dealing with thick soap lately, and I don't know why. I have a hint. I have a clue. It could be, there's something it could be, but that's just gonna be we'll find out. And then I took my green and I made a cute little, they're supposed to be leaves, but yet they're not leaves. They're just like little greenery for my ladybugs to sit on. And don't forget, we have the ladybugs. You can just see them barely in the corner there. And so, yeah, a little bit more green than I actually really wanted, but that's always a problem I have. And then to give it a little bit of a leafy effect or some sort of chunky green, I just pulled the sides in. I mean, if they were fatter, they'd look like an actual leaf, but being they're so thin, they don't really look like any leaf I know of. But hey, you never know. Somewhere out there could be a leaf that looks like that. And so these ladybugs are just barely under that. I think they're just over the inch. And I'm like, okay, so if I can, I'm literally like, well, let's see how, retentive I can be with this. They weren't too bad. I mean, this was an interesting way to do it. I've never actually put embeds on a soap this way before. But I knew somebody's going to get hacked. And there's just no other way around it. Yeah, or somebody's going to lose some weight. But I wanted to be as precise as I could possibly be. And then push them down so they stick in the soap, because you don't want a ladybug like this falling off the soap, But aren't they cute? It's so cute. And here they are the next day. Being I didn't put them on a heat pad. They got a little bit of soda ash on them. Yeah, they didn't heat up like that strawberry one did. So next time, definitely putting them on a heat pad. Yeah. But as for cutting, where to start? He got his nose nipped off. They all kind of got a little bit of, they're just a little bit too big, even for my soaps that are just over an inch. I like that. I haven't changed my setting in a long time. I can get like 7 solid inches out of these molds, which are 7 1/4. Are they 7 1/4 or 7 1/2? They're supposed to be inside. I can't remember, but yeah. But where they're set, I get a good solid plus 1 inch, 7 bars. Yep. See, I'm like, yay. But okay, tell me you don't like those swirls. Are those not the coolest things? I got those little, yeah, they did the same thing the bees did. They kind of, my wire kind of got wonky where it hit the melt and pour, which you're not supposed to cut melt and pour with a wire cutter, but they're so little. I don't think it matters. But I love those swirls. Like, look at those swirls. They are so cool. It was so worth it to try it again and to stick to just basic a 2-color swirl. I mean, 3 would even be cool, but you know, the Suck It Up Buttercup, there was just so much of the same hue of orange and yellow and, you know, but aren't they cute? They are super cute and they smell amazing. And here are the fragrance notes for these little ladybugs bars. Here are the bars right when I cut them, and here are the bars when they are totally cured. Yay me! And as always, I hope you had a good time. Thank you for dropping by, and I will see you next time. God bless.